Hi there everyone, welcome to All Time Highs. My name is Mike and today we're doing episode 2 of the trading series Road to 1 Bitcoin. So currently we're at this Satoshi value and this is an 19% growth since the last video. So actually I'm really excited for this series to continue because I've actually moved everything from Bittrex over to KuCoin, and I'll show you that exchange and how to use it later. So at the time, after I sold everything on Bittrex, this was the amount I have. I basically had exactly 0.06 Bitcoin, and I moved that all over to KuCoin. So this value doesn't really affect us anymore. This is what I currently have. And the reason it went up by a little bit is because I purchased a little bit of the coin KuCoin. So what it does is it allows you to pay a smaller fee, just like on Binance. It cuts your fee by 50%, so it's really useful to use this coin as the charge for your transaction. So when you're placing an order, usually it takes a cut of the coin you're purchasing, and if you use the KuCoin exchange coin, it cuts your fees by 50%, which is really great for probably us, the user, and for them as well, because maybe there's higher trading volume on these exchanges. So I bought a few of those and I'll show you in my assets. So that's what brought it up a little bit. So a pretty good 10% growth basically. And I just bought around 19 of these. I tried to buy a tiny bit more, I believe, but what happened was I was unable to put my order through because I kind of cheaped out and tried to target a really low bottom, so that didn't go through, but I'm not too unhappy about that. It's all right. So today there was a couple of things I wanted to buy. Why do I have so many small amounts in my balances? I'm fairly certain I don't have any referrals, so I have no clue why I would have any balances in my wallet for any of these things other than Bitcoin, of course. So the reason my Bitcoin value here is low is because I have a couple things on order, and I'll show you those. So I'm just going to cancel these because right now KuCoin is never going to reach that. It's almost 4 times that price right now in terms of the Bitcoin. So let me just see what we have going on right now. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure if this is a glitch with KuCoin, but why do I have all these coin dusts? Just of every coin I have a very teeny tiny amount. But anyways, okay, I won't concern too much. I'll just pretend it's a good luck or something. So what I wanted to do was, because of the rally today in the KuCoin shares, and as amazing as this exchange is, it's basically a Binance but smaller. And what's nice about this exchange over Binance is that you're allowed to sell multiple decimals. So if you had an amount like this and you wanted to get rid of all of it, on Binance you would have to enter 18 and it would leave you with all of this. So that drove me nuts, and that's why I was using Bittrex for the trading series, because when you don't have a lot of money on the exchange, there's no point having that left over, because 0.98 of a KuCoin share is approximately like $13, and that adds up if you have multiple coins. And the whole point of the series is to buy and trade, so we're going to be making a lot of transactions, and I don't want anything just stuck on the account as like dead money. So what I wanted to say was, as much as I love the KuCoin shares platform and the exchange, I don't think the price right now is warranted to be $13, because it's almost like a 50% growth since yesterday, and since the time I bought it, for sure it was around like $7, so it doubled in like 24 hours. And I think this is also due to the Binance coin also going up. everything's been going up, as you can see by the total market cap. But if we just look at the Binance coin, it's also gone up from like crazy. It was $9 just 2 days ago or so, and with this altcoin rally, everything has been skyrocketing. If this will load, that'd be great. I'll just refresh it. Interesting. Oh, there we go. So the past 7 days, Binance Coin just absolutely exploded, and it was just almost dead for a long time. Dead as in it was just keeping its value, doing great against Bitcoin, but not much movement. And for whatever reason, there was an opportunity spotted. Maybe a whale came in and the volume just grew absolutely insanely, and so it doubled within a day. So for that reason, I think KuCoin is also doing the same thing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it just means, in my opinion, that nothing has changed, and when nothing changes, value shouldn't increase so drastically. So you can see KuCoin here in the past 24 hours has gone up 80%, and comparative to Bitcoin, that's 78%. I mean, sure, KuCoin is a great exchange, but I wouldn't pay this price that it's at right now. So what I'm doing is just, I'm going to sell half. I'm going to recoup my initial investment of $7 and whatever that is. So essentially I'm getting free KuCoin that I will be spending. So you can just click markets, KuCoin. You could press also the sell button, and directly you could, without going into this, you could take a enter your numbers in and sell it. But I do want the chart because it makes it easier for me to get a better idea of what I'm trying to get rid of. So let's see. So essentially it peaked at 90,000 Satoshis. So honestly, I'm not trying to get too much. I just don't want to sell at market. I think market, they charge you a bit more. So I'm roughly going to try and target 50%. Okay. I thought the fee was lower if you use the KuCoin. 0.002. Anyways, not a big deal. Okay, so my order has been placed, and I'm just selling approximately half of my KuCoin. So what we're going to do now is there's a couple of coins I wanted to let you guys know about other than just KuCoin. So I'm going to be buying a bit of Request, VeChain, and Neblio. And so first off, before we get to the altcoins, the reason I'm buying altcoins right now is because as Bitcoin has been dropping for the past couple of days, so for the past 2 weeks, I would say, Bitcoin has kind of been steadily bouncing between these this wedge. And so what happened as it was going downwards was altcoins were exploding in price, and so this was a great time to get more Bitcoin. And if you sold your altcoins here, this is when Bitcoin was the least valued at around 12.5K. If you sold during then, you could have got a lot of Bitcoin, and as Bitcoin continues to rise, what generally happens is it sucks a lot of volume out of the entire market, and the dominance of Bitcoin goes up. So when that happens, there's a lot of purchasing power. And right now, although it hasn't reached that peak of around 20K when Bitcoin was at its highest, I think there's still opportunities where we can buy altcoins at a discount, at least compared to a couple days ago. However, I won't be buying any of these at market price. As you can see, this is Request. It's pretty much at all-time highs, same as VeChain. Let's look at the daily actually. So yeah, VeChain is pretty much all-time highs. Neblio, I believe, as well. Neblio is a little bit better, but it's this candle. I think it was just a massive dump for whatever reason, but I think Neblio is still also at its all-time highs. So none of the orders I'm placing today are just going to be market, and I'm not going to try and just grab as much as I can, because if I don't manage to purchase any of these coins, I don't think it's a big deal, because I think in the next coming days, Bitcoin will definitely have an opportunity to rally. So if we just look at this trading view here, if Bitcoin goes up to, let's say, 20K, it's going to grab a lot of money from the altcoins. And even though I think Bitcoin in the long run is fairly useless, and the only reason right now it's so valued is because it is the name, the number one name and brand that everyone recognizes, as well as that all exchanges use some type of Bitcoin pairing. So if we have decentralized exchanges being developed later on, I think there's a lot of chances where we can use probably just cash directly to the altcoin you want to purchase, or some different altcoin pairings. So I think Bitcoin right now is very hard to use because the transaction fees are really high, and the volume is for the transactions, the backlog is so high that your money is essentially stuck for a lot longer than it should be. So as the peer-to-peer currency is not designed to, well, it's not supposed to be as congested as it is. People say Bitcoin is instantaneous and you can pass it on, it's anonymous, but none of these currently are really true. So all in all, I think Bitcoin is useless, but you do need it, because unless you have an exchange where you can just trade your altcoins, you still do need Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin, especially at the beginning of the year when institutional investors haven't jumped in right away, once they do, I think the price will go up, and altcoins, this market that has been flourishing for the past couple of weeks, will kind of cool down and maybe die down again. So I remember altcoins during this time. If you ever held an altcoin during this period when Bitcoin was going insane, you know how painful it was, because your portfolio, if you were looking at Blockfolio or whatever tracker you guys use, you could tell your portfolio was suffering as Bitcoin was increasing, unless you had a majority stake in Bitcoin, obviously, because in that case you would be flying in US dollar value. But if you had any type of altcoin, it was just absolutely getting crushed, unless it was like a really small market cap ICO that was just doing okay. But all the big ones were getting dominated by Bitcoin. So I think if you currently in the beginning of the year, I think Bitcoin is still a good buy, because once, like I said, if banks start really investing in there and it goes up, altcoins will drop, and the volume that's currently being traded in altcoins is going to shift over to Bitcoin. So it's not too much of a rush for me. I don't want to buy at these fresh all-time highs, so I'm going to try and place orders similar to the dips that they've hit a couple days ago. So I'm going to try to buy requests at around 70, I say 74 maybe, just before it hits that fresh bottom. I don't think it'll go that low again. So is that a request there? Oh, sorry, I was looking at the US dollar value. So yeah, US dollar doesn't matter. I'm going to look at the Bitcoin value, and that's around 45. Okay. So I don't need that anymore. So 45 is pretty much when it dipped to, and I'll try and do a purchase for that. We'll do 43, just because if it breaks through 45, no. Let's see, so it bottomed out at around 41. Yeah, so I think 42 is a good bet. And so I can buy 1,000. I don't want to do 1,000. That's way too much for me. I'll do 150. Okay, and that's my order. Confirm. So usually when I buy, I don't really like to buy market unless you're sitting in front of your computer all the time. So definitely there is price variation. So if you're uncomfortable buying at this price, I recommend you just put a limit order, and if it ever hits that, you'll get your order filled. So next on, we're gonna do VeChain. So in the past 7 days, the lowest it's hit is around here, and that's 19,000 Satoshi. So I'm gonna place an order around just 20, just a tiny bit above 20, so in case it ever gets around that level. So right now it's at 28, as you can see. I'm fine with that price. And let's see, I'll buy at a quarter. I don't really like those numbers. It's hard to track. So say 40 is a good amount. Buy, and it's going to tell me that it's very different. So that doesn't matter. It just tells you that your order is probably going to be on for a while and it's not going to fill. So the third one we're going to do is Neblio. Neblio actually hasn't done, hasn't 10x, and it's a project that I think has really good backing, and long term it's a good hold. So what happened is yesterday, I wish I made this video a little bit earlier. I could have got a way better price. So it just essentially more than doubled in price overnight. So what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to buy here because I think it doesn't deserve that value too quickly. So I think here, in case it ever bounces up, I'll try to just hit just under 80,000 Satoshi. So right now, as you can see, it's over 111,000. No, thank you. So just targeting just at the peak there. So that's around 76,000. But I want to buy pretty much this number, just over that. So that works for me. And I want to go to him. We'll do 15. I think that's a good amount. Okay, so we're gonna head back. Don't need this anymore really, so we'll take a look one more time at what we're at. Sorry, assets. So yeah, still at this value here, and hopefully some of those orders will fill, and I'm not totally positive that they will, because unless there is a huge increase in the Bitcoin value to US dollar, I don't think those prices that I put in were reasonable for those altcoins. Obviously, I don't think they'll go down that low for no reason, and the only reason I believe that they will go down is if Bitcoin continues to rise, which I think, looking at this chart, because it broke through the wedge, and right now it's doing fairly well on the 50 hour, and as well if we look at the daily, Bitcoin has been closing above this wedge, so it's been holding its price. And if we can see a little bit of a sideways action where it starts to accumulate, I think then we have a good opportunity for that to go even higher. And so you can tell the RSI isn't too overextended as it is here, so we're in no danger of it suddenly just declining. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is one last time. This is the chart. Hopefully next time I'll be able to update this, and I'll just show you the percentage gain from each video, and I'll try my best to do this weekly, but if those orders don't fill, obviously there's not going to be much to show. So if those orders do fill, for sure I'll make videos as quick as I need them to be, because each time an order fills, there's more data that can be put into this chart, and then we can have a good indicator of every time I make a video, the progress that I make. So thanks for watching and have a good one.